Steven was like, "Are you gonna drink this morning?" I was like, "No, I am not drinking."
This isn't the mimosa party. This
No,
isn't the
I was like, "There will be one, but, like, we're not doing that all the time." I was like, "We got shit to do today."
not doing that all
Yeah.
the time. What's good, anime heads? It's the
Hello,
crew.
hello.
We're back and seeing how the calendar year is coming to an end. 2025 has been a great year. The last 2 seasons of anime have been great. Spring has given us something as well, but we wanted to come on here before we take our little holiday exodus and talk about choices we feel will be prominent in the anime awards. And the anime awards we're talking about obviously is Crunchyroll, because that's the main one, the one that gets all the publicity, all the shine and stuff. So we're not going over all the categories, just some of the bigger ones, and we'll give our thoughts on who we feel should be on there. Obviously, we haven't seen everything. We don't have people scouring all the animes of the year, but I think we all thought it was challenging, even with the smaller sample size of categories that we were talking. How hard was it for you guys to come up with some stuff?
Absolutely, it's difficult. I mean, even I had to coordinate with Jackie on certain things because I was like, does that technically fall in this category? As we were speaking about, offline, we were like, hey, what's going to fall into the, who's going to be accepted into this consideration here? So that played a lot into it. And as we were talking about the whole, what am I going completely off of here? Am I basing it on popularity? Am I basing it on earnings? Basing it on, fandom? The continuation of stories. So there's a lot. It was pretty difficult. Didn't seem like it at first, but then the further you went, the more you dug, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, this doesn't actually fall into that very well. If you're trying to stick with it, it's tough.
How about you, Jackie?
I had fun with this, only because I forgot and didn't realize how much anime came out this year. So it was really cool, like going back and looking at all of that. But that's what also made it really difficult then, because I was like, oh, geez, like I forgot all of this came out this
So
year.
much.
This is crazy. This is actually going to be really hard.
Mhm.
I think the toughest part for me was deciding on like, some of the series for some of the categories. Like, I don't know what people think about when they pick, or what like the actual like requirements are for that category that Crunchyroll decides to come out with. And then I think like thinking of individual characters sometimes is hard for me. It makes me realize that like I don't acknowledge sometimes in some shows the like side or background or support characters a lot. And so now it makes me want to like pay attention to that more. But yeah, it was hard, but I really did have a lot of fun doing this. And I did look into like other anime and stuff that like I haven't watched yet, and I started creating a new list. So I was like, oh, cool.
It's all getting dropped on the new list.
Yeah, now my list is at 200 anime instead of,
Exactly.
169.
What about you, Willie?
Yeah, it was the same. Like I said, I tried to like knock it down to like the main categories, but when a part of me felt bad because I can only judge what I've seen, and there's so many animes I haven't seen. So, as we go through this and we're talking about it, some people be like, "How didn't you have this in one of your picks?" It's because I haven't seen it yet, and that's the beauty of doing the show, because we'll get the feedback from like listeners and people who watch the videos and be like, hey, check this one out. And like Jackie said, it just goes on this list that is continually growing, that when I retire and all the kids are gone and it's just me and my wife, and I could just wake up in the morning and sit down and just watch anime all day and catch up on stuff, it'll be a glorious time in my life. But until then, I can only judge what I've seen, because I don't want to just go off of the reviews of somebody else, right? And just assume that they know what they're talking about. So some of these I felt like are very repetitive. Like I'm taking characters from shows that I thought should be in consideration for some things, and people will be like, didn't you watch anything else? Again, I can only judge what I've seen. So that's where we're
True.
But without further ado, we'll go ahead, play the intro, and get into episode 24 of Eat the Cake Anime Live and start breaking these categories down.
The following is a presentation of the Dat Feelin' Podcast Network, reminding you to always question the answers.
Eat the cake. Eat the cake. Eat it. Eat the cake. Yeah. Eat the cake. Eat the cake. Well, alright. I bet you thought you stumbled on another podcast. Of course you're right, but let me tell you about the contrast. It's really different, not an exit from the Comcast. We cover anime today and other times past. Listen and learn in that order, then replay. Be entertained by Mac, Jackie, and EJ. 3 hosts doing way more than the most, proving you can pay the lion, but it's all in the approach. Originals and sequels, the newbies and the Ichigos. The world's up in flames to the ones more peaceful. The weapons or the Shuto, manga, Naruto, Monkey D. Luffy, and a lot more that you know. Subscribe, hit the like, give the algorithm life once. We trying to get the same pie that Apple took a bite from. Join the conversation, let us know if you can relate. If not, you still might be forced to eat the cake. Anime, hey, hey, eat the cake. Hey, hey, anime, eat the cake. Anime, eat the cake. Anime, hey, hey, eat the cake. Hey, hey, anime, eat the cake. Anime, eat the cake. Anime.
How did that happen? Anyways,
Yeah, I was like, Willie, I can't hear you. I was like, am I
I
going
was
crazy?
on the line again.
I started talking and it's just like Mike's muted. I was just like, well, I didn't do that. What's up, Black? He's in the comments. So like I said, we are breaking down our thoughts of anime we should see sprinkled across the award ceremony whenever they decide to host that. I don't want to start with the big one, anime of the year. How about we start with the best continuing series? So these are anime that already have established seasons. They come back during the year, pick up, run their season, and go off into the sunset till the next season. So I'll list mine. So for best continuing series, I got Spy Family season 3, Sakamoto Days season 2, Dan to Dan season 2, Kaiju number 8 season 2, and My Hero Academia the final season. Of these, I think the emotional play is going to come into play here. The emotional aspect of it, seeing how this is the final season of what some would say is one of the bigger anime over the last 10 years, 9 years or so, with My Hero, seeing it, go off into the sunset. And I base that on the episodes that have been airing so far have been highly rated. If you go look on IMDb and stuff, I mean, you're seeing 9.6, 9.7, 9.8 animation. The full arc, it almost reminds me of Naruto. When you see Naruto from the beginning, you can compare that to Deku, and then you see him at the end kind of embrace everything it is to be a hero, the self-sacrifice, to do all it can, obviously. And the human aspect, you see a little bit of Tanjiro in there. He knows Shigagiri is like, he's not naturally that way. People had pushed him to do that. He wanted to be loved. He wanted a family, but his quirk made that hard for him, and people looked at him as evil. So he's just trying to do what he can to rehabilitate him while ensuring everybody's good to go. So my pick for that one, and it's tough because Kaiju number 8 obviously is one of my favorites. Dan to Dan just continues to to bring the manga to life in a way where you can almost look at it as just two separate things. It's, I know when you hear that, you're like, that makes no sense, but to me it does. So take that as you will. But for me, for best continuing series, I got My Hero Anime or Academia, the final season. What you got, EJ?
Well, I have to agree with you right off the bat, just because of the nostalgia and the fan base. I believe they're going to come out and, kind of give it their all for their, the send off on their favorites. So I think it'll be My Hero. Do I feel like others have they really kicked, or knocked it out the park this year? I do. I mean, me, Kaiju number 8, I love it. I also think that Apothecary Diaries was, excellent. I was just mentioning that watching it all, I know it was 2 parts of the season. That's why I was confused again. But Jackie helped me on that one. But I was like, So, but I feel like everyone brought it with their second season that you brought up. I mean, Dan to Dan, of course. I mean, they already changed it up, but it was very interesting, and they're delving and getting into more of the characters and make it more of a team feel or family feel, and that was amazing. So, and like I said, I enjoy all the side characters and the building of those side characters with the stories. And right now, so many of the others are doing it, are bringing that and doing that. And but in the end, I would say it's probably going to be My Hero. Close runners up, the Kaiju, probably, maybe they might. Of course, Dan to Dan's going to get some looks, but I'm pretty much in the same boat as you are. Same list of shows. What do you got, Jackie?
So I kind of made a list of like top 5, but I also just listed out all of the continuing series, even ones that I haven't watched, because I wanted to see what there was and what other people might be thinking about that I probably wouldn't pick because I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But I will say, your point, Willie, like, I do think My Hero Academia is gonna be a strong contender, but I personally think One Piece, it might take it, which, as Jasmine's saying right there,
Yeah.
only because, like, My Hero, yes, it's, like, the conclusion of the season. There's a lot going on with it. We just had a shocker of an episode, most recently, I think. But One Piece is also finally getting to the lore and wrapping some things up that a lot of people had a lot of questions on if you've never read the manga. And the art style has been changing again, but for like the better. And it's just like this season's just insane. All the cameos, people coming in, you're seeing people that you haven't seen in a while. Oh god, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. So it's I think One Piece is gonna take it. Where I see other people on the list that wasn't mentioned that I know a lot of people have been talking about is Windbreaker. I'm not gonna lie, I watched Windbreaker and I could not get into it, so I don't understand the hype, but a lot of people are like talking about it and it has really high ratings. So maybe I got to give that one another chance. I just couldn't, like, I don't know, I couldn't. And then yeah, Kaiju number 8 was definitely up there for me. Just because like there's a lot of Kaiju that was really, really good, but I just think it deserves more than best continuing series, which is why I don't think it should win in best continuing series. Um and then a surprise for me is I thought for sure One Punch Man was gonna be up in this category. If you also guys didn't know, it's also called PowerPoint Man. Which when I read that, I was dying laughing. That's not my own words, and I wish I made that up, but it's not me. I was laughing so hard. I have not seen the most recent episode yet where people are saying that, so it's a pretty disappointment.
The last episode on IMDb it's the worst rated anime episode of all time. I think it's like
Oh my god, is it worse than Uzumaki?
they were like it's 1.6. The latest episode of One Punch Man rated one. Each episode this year, and it falls like Jackie said, PowerPoint Man, because it's a lot of like still images with like it's like Blue Lock, the soccer anime, which I thought was going to be the next big sports anime after Haiku. You know, Haiku's over.
Yeah,
I'm just like, I need something new. And then you look, and season 1 was okay. Season 2 is coming out, and everybody's hyping it up like this is one of the better arcs of the manga, where the Blue Lock team goes up against the under 20 team of Japan, and all these wild abilities come out, and all it is like still images with like, filters and like flashing effects and strobing effects, and you're just like, what happened?
yeah.
And it falls off. It falls off, and it's sad to see. So
Yeah.
and
Because I heard the manga, everyone's like, the manga, this is like the key part, like all this stuff. And I was just like, what is the producer doing? We forgot. For some reason, I don't know why I thought Mappa animated it. Maybe they did the first season. Bandai, okay, that's what it was. Bandai now took over, which is a video game company. So now I'm just like, what are you guys doing? Because the second season wasn't that bad at all with animation. So I'm like, what the? Did Bandai also animate the second season, or was it Mappa and now it's Bandai? So I would have to look that up. I actually did not look that up.
That's
But I
kind of
knew
surprising
Mappa.
too to go to. Yeah,
Yeah, I just that really upsets me because I even like that was like in my head that was going to be continuing series no matter what before I even started watching it this year, and it's been a complete disappointment. So it
Mm.
sucks. So I think I might actually go back and now read the manga because of that. But yeah, I had My Hero, One Piece.
I totally didn't. Yeah,
I think Windbreaker is going to be up there from popular consensus. I just don't. I didn't get it, but I
yeah, I've
think it's
seen
be
it
up
too.
there.
I've seen a lot of people throw
Yeah,
Windbreaker out there, and I was like, I just
and
didn't
then
either. I
yeah,
didn't.
and then something to Willie's point, and we could talk about it now. That we were talking about offline was we don't know what this award show is going to be because they're switching to the calendar year. So I have Apothecary Diaries up there,
Yeah,
but
that's what. Yeah, I was in the
if they
same boat.
switch
I
to
was
the
like,
calendar year, Apothecary Diaries is gonna be up there. Like it will be. Like there's no way it's not. But I don't think it should because it already won stuff. So I think Kaiju number 8 and Dandadan should be up there 100%. But I think One Piece is gonna take it. That would be my choice just because of all the shit that's happening right now, and it's it's
I
pretty
didn't.
insane.
Yeah, I didn't
It
even
just
consider that.
keeps
One Piece
going.
has got such a huge following, and it's so much more. It's not turning down. It's turning up in a sense, as far as like it's not
Well,
coming to its conclusion. It's actually still building and adding,
oh
and
dude, yeah, there's still a lot
so
more.
you never know. I mean, that's gonna be tough. I think it might boil down like between those two, One Piece and My Hero. So
Yeah.
Yep. Solid choices. Again, we'll see what the Academy decides and chooses. The best new series for whatever reason, I feel like this is a one horse race, but I got a Gachi Akuta, The Summer Hikaru Died, Lazarus, Devil May Cry, and Zenshu, which I believe is a sleeper because that came out Q1 of this year.
mhm.
And I don't think it was nominated for anything in the Crunchyroll Awards, even though they took it to the end of March, I believe, last year. So I think that should get some consideration because I feel like that was a great series. The premise was something different, very original. But I think Gachi Kuta is going to get this one. The praise this anime has been getting, the story,
100.
the animation, the music, just everything going into it. Um, I think it's this year's Solo Leveling, if you will.
Mhm.
It's just getting all this hype, and it's well deserved hype. I feel like it's going to win best new series. You got anything different, guys?
No, and I 100% agree because I mean, I feel like it Gotchka it brought it's a different like it's not a different approach or idea so much. Well, how do you put it? Like a trope or a theme.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's not that different,
Like
but
a
the way that they've
bandwagon
done
theme.
it is just so cool, and it feels original, and it feels like a passion project. It really does. Like when you watch like that, it's got a lot of love. It feel like it from the studio side as well. Like they definitely put some effort into building it and building it to be drawing. Like it draws you to the story. Like I feel like they've got a story to tell, and they're telling it in a way that captivates. So I'm like, that's what makes it stand out. Is yeah, it could be the theme that every people have seen, and I've seen that people mention that online. They're like, oh yeah, that's cool, but it's not like too new. I'm like, it's not just the theme; it's the approach to it that matters. Of course, there's things that are going to fall in different categories. That, oh yeah, that's an isekai. That's whatever. But it's how you work your material into that theme, and I feel like they've done an excellent job with it. So I'm 100% with you on that. That was my top pick completely. So
Um, if it goes the way it should be Gotcha Kuta.
gotcha. Yeah.
I did write down like all the new series though. I should have like thought of how many, but there's 5, 10, 15. There's about 20-ish new series that came out that I think are all like on par with each other. Like it's actually insane when I started writing them all down. I'm like, oh wow, these were all really good. Like you have like Senshu, like you said, Willie, Ameku MD Doctor Detective. We have like My Hero Academia Vigilantes also came out, which had huge like a
Mm,
huge popularity. I think it's still going right now. I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't watched.
Apocalypse Hotel was one of my recommendations,
Yeah, yeah,
and I'll talk about that one later in a different category. But Teogania, Clevitis, Steve and I just watched the first episode the other night. Holy crap.
it's good.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like it's actually insane the amount of new. I'm just like, oh my gosh, dude. Like
yeah, that's true. There's so
this
much
is
out there.
yeah. And so if Gachi Akuta wins, it probably would win in this category. But if it wouldn't have been Gachi Akuta, I think another contender that's going to be really hard competition is either going to be the Summer Hikaru Died or Taco P's Original Sin, depending on the audience.
Yeah.
Taco
True,
P's Original
but
Sin, I
that's
think
got
might have a
so.
niche audience. It depends, but I will say, like, when you look at ratings, it's actually quite insane. But
Yeah,
the Summer Hikaru Died, I don't know. That one might, because you have a Netflix audience that's also watching that, and some people don't have Crunchyroll. So now I'm thinking about like Gachakuta's only on Crunchyroll, it's not on Netflix. So, and everyone has Netflix.
yeah. I mean, Hikaru, the summer Hikaru died. I feel like, you know, it's definitely, it stands out as far as it's the way that it's approached as well. I mean, it's a very intricate story, very relationship focused, and
Mhm.
I mean, a lot of people love it, but almost unanimously, even the people who love it say that in the middle, I don't know, there's about 2 episodes that it kind of just drags, and everyone's like, it felt like they were dragging it out when they could have just proceeded forward. And then, the I think it's got still a lot to build on if they can, if they keep pushing it forward. And I feel
Yeah.
like it'll probably be, more of a contender with a really strong second season. But I don't know. There's a huge fan following for that too. But and Original Sin
Yeah. I
is
mean, it's
dope.
when
Go
you
ahead.
look at the trend, people are just going to lean towards, because they let everybody vote. They're going to lean towards the new hotness, and we saw it last year. Delicious and Dungeon getting snubbed on some stuff.
Yeah.
It's that's the Netflix thing, right? It's only available on Netflix. A lot of people just roll with Crunchyroll for what they have. So, and I
Yeah.
think the people who watch their anime on Netflix, I don't want to say they're not as passionate as those that will do Crunchyroll, but if you're coming out of
Mhm.
pocket just for anime, you're probably a little bit more dedicated to it than those that are on just get their anime from Netflix. So they probably go back and vote every day. They got a timer set or something. They want their shows to win.
It's like
That's
my
Does
show.
Crunchyroll have a way to vote besides going through the app? I can't remember.
that's the only way I was doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
because
same.
it doesn't show up on the
they say that you could probably go on the website. You could probably maybe they'll do that to go on the website and click something. But
Yeah.
again, I like Clevetis. I'm like, this is an amazing one, but I'm like nobody's gonna vote for like that dark, gritty anime. The same thing with
That's why
Summer.
I don't
I just picked
yeah.
5 that I like, 5 that stood out to me. I feel like Zenshu should get some love this year because they
I
just
agree.
totally snubbed it all last year.
They
Just
did, yeah.
nominated it. Like it doesn't have to win. Just nominate it so people can see it and be like, "Oh, what's this one? Let me check it out." And
Get
then
some
that'll
eyes.
grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think Gachakuta is going to win that one.
Yeah, I do too. But I mean, yeah,
Um,
you brought up some good some good ones there, Jackie. That was cool.
Yeah, it's just frustrating. I hope I like that they're going back to calendar year, but I also hope they think about the anime on Netflix, because if you're gonna have it as a nominator, then like you have to have a way for people to vote for it if they don't have a Crunchyroll count, and that anime is only available on Netflix.
yeah,
Yeah.
agreed. Or maybe Netflix should just have their own anime awards, which I would feel they would just need to get more anime on their platform.
Yeah.
But moving ahead, let's get into best animation. And we'll start with Jackie. Who do you have? Who are your 5 for best, or who are the ones that you were thinking about for best animation?
So what I had, sorry, I'm scrolling up here. So I
No
had
problem.
Apocalypse Hotel, Kaiju number 8, Gachi Akuta, and Dan, and then some other like notable ones I did put down here, like honorable mentions that I read from people was Sanda, which Sanda came out I think in spring. It's a Chinese um anime, and Mono for animation, or sorry, Mono for anime. I put for animation for the category. The anime is called Mono. Um and a lot of people are talking about the animation. I have not seen any of these, so I could not. I looked them up though, and I was like, "Oh wow, this is actually really pretty." Mono was really pretty, and Sanda and Yaiba was the other one. They're very like old school '90s looking. So
Mhm.
a lot of people have been liking that lately. When people have been coming out with that, like Ron My Half has been coming out again, and that has that, so people like that. But those can be anywhere in there for other people. But yeah, my top 4 was Apocalypse Hotel, Kaiju Number 8, Gachi Akuta, Danadan, and they're all very different, which is fun. Apocalypse Hotel, like, is a good story and a lot of people like it, but the animation has been like one of the biggest things that people are talking about with it. And it makes me that more excited to watch it. I watched the opening like song for it and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this looks amazing." So who I think's gonna win though is I don't think there's a big enough audience for Apocalypse Hotel for it to win. So I really hope, kind of like what you were talking about, Zenshu. I do
Mm.
hope Apocalypse Hotel gets put up there, even as a nomination, just so like it could get more of an audience. Um, I I think it's gonna be between Gachiakuta and Danadan, but I think Gachiakuta might take this. The animation style is just sick. Like the incorporation of the graffiti and getting an actual graffiti artist to come in and do the things that he was doing was just so cool. The way that all the characters look, everyone has a cool style. They represented the Black community as well with all of their fucking characters. It just like no one got left behind, and there was not a single freaking crumb on that plate for everybody that's in this like show. Like I think it's a really really cool um uh animation style, and I do think that it might win.
Yeah. What you got, Eric?
Well, Marcus brought it up. Top of my list is Lord of Mysteries. Um, the art is super on point, and thanks again to Kimpachi for turning me on to that. I mean, it's beautifully done. The mesh of the colors and the blending of CGI and hand and art, or CG and art, is just done very well. Of course, I had Kaiju number 8 because near and dear to my heart always, but I did put Zenshu on here just for the fact that the colors and so forth, and I feel like the way that they brought her art into the actual show, like, so it's like her creating art on art is just a dope idea. So I was like, if we're going with animation here and we're going with the pushing the envelope, bringing something new, that definitely did was a cool idea. Gachakuta's on here just because, like Jackie said, all encompassing, and I really feel like it's a passion project that's brought a lot to the table. It's got a lot of love in it, and just the world building, the storytelling is just great. And Clavitas, again, I put this on here just because of the fact like it's a sleeper and I want eyes on it. So is it as powerful or as in depth in the art category as some of these others? Maybe not, but I feel like it's work with the action and storytelling. Even the dark storytelling, the way in which it's done here is beautiful, and I think it should get some eyes on it, and I would like to see it get nominated. So what you got, Willie?
So I got obviously Gachiakuta, that's Dan to Dan, the ones that the usual suspects, I guess. Kaiju number 8 obviously is on there. Again, I feel like I don't think it won any last year, and I feel like it should have won something. Like, it's not for anime like character design, but I understand it was up against Dan to Dan, and they had some pretty original characters as well. One that I want to bring up, and I don't think it's going to get the shine that it deserves, but To Be Hero X, like the last 3 where you start seeing X come on the scene, who's just this normal 9 to 5 dude. He's just like, I don't even want to be in this hero thing. Like, he's so over the hero aspect, because he saw what it became like from the first hero, and then agencies started picking up, and they're just like, we can make profit off of these guys. Let's position them. Publicists got involved. These fake, rigged and set up events to make them look like heroes, and it's almost to the realm of like politicians getting involved, trying to put their hero on a pedestal for business reasons. X was just over it. So when he's starting to fight back, and his power where he snaps and it changes the reality. So you the CGI to the hand drawn,
it's like, whoa,
comic book scene to all of this shit. Like, I'm just like, Lord Jesus, bro. Like the animation before, like some of the fight scenes, we talked about To Be Hero X before, and we're just like, oh man, this is so cool. But like when he uses his powers, and these animators are switching from one complete style to another style, I was blown away. And I'm just like, one, the story is amazing. How they segmented it. I know we're talking about animation, but the animation of To Be Hero X, it needs to be nominated. Like, why I feel like it should win. And this is coming from the, like, right now, Gachi Kuda is my shit, especially last few episodes where
I completely forgot To Be Hero X came out in April. I don't know why I thought it came out first quarter, so I did not even have it on this list. So now I know this. I agree with you. I'm like, all right, I'm changing my decision.
Like just based off of the number of styles they had to go in between from this to that throughout the animation or the run of the show. I'm all about it. And this one actually ends in a way where if they wanted to come back and continue that story in that world, they could. But I know normally they just do their one-offs and then they're off to another. So we'll see what happens. But To Be Hero, I need to see that. I need to see that name in this category. Does it need to win? I feel so. But if you give it to Gachikuta or one of these other ones, I won't be mad.
But it like, definitely it deserves its flowers for this.
If it's not, we got problems, Crunchyroll. We don't have problems. All right. Next up, best character design. We'll start with you, EJ. Who do you have?
All right. So my best character design, of course, I'll go with the other ones, my honorable mentions or the group. I really like that character design with Kaiju number 8. I always come back to that because I feel like it's it's very imaginative when it comes down to the different types of kaiju, and they're expanding on that. I like the originality with like the changing of different kaiju into weapons and how those kaiju powered weapons change the battlefield. Sorry, I was reading a comment by Marcus there for a second. Yes, absolutely.
I completely forgot about that one. I read that a lot, but I haven't seen it.
It's so much stuff this season. But I went with that. Character design as far as Gachikuta is interesting as well. I had to put To Be Hero X on here because I feel like their approach with the different backstories and kind of just a focus per person gives them that opportunity to go, hey, let's just create a character and we're going to go all in on this character for just this, just this portion. And it gives them the ability to like just be outside the box a lot with different characters. Like, hey, we had this hero do this. Let's go in completely different direction. Just like you said, with X coming on the scene, it's just, they've really put a lot into making each one feel so fleshed out on their own. I went with my favorite character design being from Dan to Dan, though. Dan to Dan's my number one pick out of the group because of the fact that every time they bring us something new, it is absolutely entertaining and interesting to the point where like they're going to be diverse, but they're also interesting because of the layers of the characters. And I think that's why I like the character design with Dan to Dan, is because, okay, Ken or Okuran is, he's a blend of two things. So is, Evil Eye. And Evil Eye was my favorite this season just because of the fact of his personality and like learning the world was so good, dude. Like learning different things about the world with just watching him was just hilarious. So I love that. And like I said, my favorite, just those top three, Okuran, Silky, and Evil Eye are just so well built, so well developed and designed, and plays so well off of each other as well. So I feel like that's why Dan to Dan is my number one for that category.
Yeah. For me, I got a Gachi Kuta, To Be Hero X, Kaiju number 8, and Dan to Dan. And it's and I'll say, like, anytime you're thinking like original characters or animation, until I see otherwise, I think Dan to Dan is going to be in those categories. Science Saru is just knocking it out the park with Dan to Dan. I will forever shed a tear that Netflix did not renew Scott Pilgrim Takes Off and continue letting them animate that one over on Netflix, but that's a whole conversation for another podcast. Like the imagination and their ability to just see what was in the manga, the creation, how off the wall those character designs were, and just bring them to the animated scene. And we're seeing it's not easy because you see things like One Punch Man and these other anime that fall completely off, right? Animation styles, trash, people just fall off. That's not happening with Dan to Dan. They're keeping it fresh. The obviously with Kaiju number 8, you're coming up with these different monster designs and characters and things like that. And I'm feeling like that needs to be, because you could do the standard kaiju monsters from Godzilla, but they're coming up with these amazing creatures with these amazing abilities and their destructive powers, and also the creative ability to give these heroes weapons and the way they utilize these weapons. I feel that also has to be brought into character design, because you're thinking outside of the box on your standard. You could just go in there with guns, but the guns got different ammo, and you got people that use blades and all this other stuff. The suit that draws power from inside, a whole lot of original design goes into that. But I feel that the momentum of Gachi Kuta, like Jackie said, you were talking about, the character designs, the different ethnicities, it's just, when you turn that show on and they introduce a new character, you're like, this is fucking dope. Like with Jabber, I'm just like, he's probably one of the coolest characters I've seen in an anime this year. His personality, it's like everything about that dude is cool. And then Rio showing up with the fucking blicky, like that shit. Well, you want to talk about a pop? I was sitting there watching this shit, and he's like, yee pow. I'm like,
Yeah,
we got guts.
yeah, it was so crazy. It was so sick. She's
fuck
awesome.
This sword shit. Yeah, fuck this sword shit. Bop, bop, bop.
Yeah, I was like,
it was so dope. But
it was unexpected. It caught me out. Yeah,
that whole anime, I'm just like, like in this one, I feel, if Crunchyroll has at least 3 of these 4 in their 5, like I'm cool. But like I feel like it's Gachi Kuta. What do you think, Jackie?
So I had Gachi Kuta. I put almost every character in Gachi Kuta, but I put the librarian Semiyu. I think she's so sick, and her power is so dope with like the glasses.
Oh, she was,
or not the librarian, the secretary. Yeah. Oh, dude, I was like, yo,
just
this
even and fucking them up.
Yeah, her character design and like her powers, her personality is really cool. And I had Jabber on mine as well. I like, even though Jabber's like crazy and like obviously he's a bad guy, I was like, this guy's nuts. This guy is sick. Yeah. And his character, he was like my character from there. And I actually put Amo on there as well, just because like that whole part in Gachi Kuta was insane.
That was
especially with her and like her character type, and then kind of little bit of growth that she had towards the end, I thought was like really cool. Then I had actually Hikaru from The Summer Hikaru Died. Nice. I actually did like that character design a lot. It's weird. It makes you uncomfortable. It's interesting. The way his personality is like conflicting and going back and forth. The way they do like the colors and everything with his power, like I think that was cool. And then I had Shizuka Kuze from Takopi's Original Sin, only because like the way that they incorporate that child and how she like goes from this like beaten innocent child to now she's like really messed up in the head. I thought was like really well developed, and just like makes you think and realize kind of how other factors in your environment and trauma can influence people and how they become later on in life. And then I put I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but Tojima from Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider. I don't know if you watched that anime yet. It is becoming my new favorite anime this year. It is hilarious. And the guy's 40 years old. It's like Kaiju number 8, but this guy's 40 years old. He didn't ever get to like live out his dream, and now he's doing it. And it's just such a fun, and the characters are super fun to watch, and him is really good. And then To Be Hero X gives us like so many different characters I had up there, and I specifically put Lucky Scion on there.
Yeah, that she's like a way. Yeah,
Just her story, her character design, with the music and everything. It wasn't like a standard, let's put a girl here, make her a pop star. It was like more than that. Her colors, like her power, everything about her personality wise. Like I just really, really liked her character out of all of them. Queen might be like the second contender if anyone picks anybody, but I think everyone's gonna lean more towards Lucky Scion. But those are my characters and like those shows that I think like are gonna have best character design. Now, if it goes like if it's like all encompassing characters.
Yeah, I think because based on last year, they just went off the show. Which show had the best?
Oh crap, that's my bad.
Character design. No, it sounds like based on what you're saying, you thinking it should go to Gachikuta.
I do agree. I think it's Gachikuta.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
I all of it. Like it's just sick. It's so cool. Every character is different and cool looking.
exactly.
And it's just, how do you do that? That's such.
They put a lot of time and effort into making the characters so different, but individuals.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Like the minute, their version of, I guess, Kinkashi Sensei, shows up to save Rudo, and he has like fucking umbrella, and he's fucking shit up with an umbrella. I'm just like, yo, this shit is wild. Yeah. He could have came with a sword, a bow staff, or something. My man rolled up with the Mary Poppins. It was just like, let me show you how we do this shit out here.
Yeah, I really like his character too.
Engine is dope. Which brings us to the next category, best supporting character. I have Rio from Gachikuta. I have Engine from Gachikuta. I got Shigigari from My Hero, which some people will say probably main character type stuff, but I'm still looking at like Deku as the main character of My Hero. Shigigari, I feel like is added something to it. And I'm a big fan of the Spy Family, so I have your Forger on here as well. So those are my like. I was in this position where I was going to have like 20 goddamn names up here. I'm just like, let me narrow this down.
Yeah.
To 4, right? To me, again, I'm leaning towards Shigigari. Emotionally, like I said, the whole final season, you're seeing these two come together. Deku, like the ultimate good versus the ultimate evil for the final showdown. Shigi is just bringing everything out of Deku. I feel, to me, that's going to sway it. But if I had to pick just a favorite of mine, and I was going to go with Rio for just recency bias, but like Engine, his whole how he carries himself around, caring for Rudo, his care for the rest of the cleaners, all of that stuff. You're just like, I really fucks with this guy. Like Engine there's something about Engine that it seems different. I know he's built into it to be the Kinkashi Sensei of their crew, right? They're just too cool for school mentor that's just so laissez-faire. But there's something like underlying about him where I'm just like, this, the way he's displayed or the way he's written, I don't know what it is, but it's just different. And I resonate with it better. So there's a handful that I wanted to put in there from Kaiju number 8, but like I said, I'm not trying to throw 20 names on here. But I would say Shigigari's gonna win, but if I was to vote, I would say Engine from Gachikuta. What you got, EJ?
Well, I have Rio from Gachikuta. I put Firm from Freyren.
Ooh, that's right.
I feel like in the Firm fuels Freyren's journey in this whole section because she's kind of lives vicariously or understands life vicariously through her. Like she's starting to learn more of it. So that's why I also put Evil Eye from Dan to Dan, just because he changed it up for the whole crew. But I feel like he's now become integral to the crew in a way. Also, from Clavitas, I this is a strange one, but Nelly Rue, it's I felt like her character, or Nelluru.
I don't know. I've only seen one
who
episode,
you're
so I have no idea who you're talking about.
Yeah, when you watch it, you'll see her story. Her story is very, very heart wrenching. But just her introduction to the group, and it's like she's like a fresh balance between the two main characters, and I feel like she brings a level of humanity, but also like a refreshing level of loyalty and purpose, the simplest of purposes. So I mean, really my top two is, I know she's not going to get nominated, but I wanted it to get seen. I really do. I want eyes on it, like you say, Willie. Clavitas, I felt like did that. Also, Lord of Mysteries, just honorable mention. The Tarot Card Club group, Audrey Hall. I had to look up the name because I've watched it, but I watch it and I'm so busy trying to read and get used to the Chinese and then the subtitles, so I don't always catch the names. I know the personalities and the characters. But those are my interesting ones, and I feel like, to me, overall, I have to go with Fern from Freyrin, because I feel like I would like to see Freyrin get a little more love. I know it got a little bit of love last
I think
season,
I thought Fern won Best Supporting Character last awards.
it did. I think
She
Yeah.
did.
did it?
Yeah,
Oh,
she did.
I'm
That's
sorry.
why
Then.
I did not do Fern or Freyrin or Fern because of that.
Yeah.
Because they considered her
Stark and Fern, or I didn't know
Freyrin
that
was a part
I
of
didn't
quarter
remember
one.
they got it. They got it. So if I had to go, of course, I'd love Nelly Rue to be noticed, at least Clavitas, but then I'll probably since they already got the love, I'd go with Dan to Dan then on that for my top pick, just because I feel like they do so much with their supporting characters. But in a way, Evil Eye's a different type of supporting character. It's supporting, but also an antagonist. So it's like strangely an opponent, but makes the whole group, not just Ocaron and Momo, but everybody kind of focus their hard work together with him. I feel brought them closer, and now he's part of it. So I feel like that's why it's kind of cool to have him as a character, a supporting character.
Where you at, Jackie?
So I had Engine and Rio, but then I also had Reno, Ichikawa. Did we lose Willie? Oh crap. Okay. So I had I had Reno, Ichikawa from Kaiju number 8, and then I also had Kikaru Shinomiya, also from Kaiju number 8. And maybe not as much of a popular choice, but I really, really, and I don't think she's gonna get picked, but just because I want this anime to also get its shine that I believe it deserves, is Lana Colette from Secrets of the Silent Witch.
That's got a lot of popularity going right now too.
It's just Secrets of Silent Witch is such a good anime. I fell in love with it. The animation, the characters, the like score, all of it is just like really good. But I know it's not gonna get the love that I want it to get. So if you can at least like talk about supporting characters in it, like this chick is like a really great character for the main character. The main character is seen as like,
Shy,
not that
withdrawn.
great. A lot of people don't want to be her friend, and she just like always makes sure that her makeup's done and her hair is done, and she's fed and supports her and like all this stuff, and no one else like takes her seriously, and so that's why I think she's a great one. But I think that if I voted, I was gonna pick Engine as well. But I do think that there might be some competition with Reno and or Kikaru. Uh, Primarily Reno, and I think the biggest part of it is just like when Kafka was like really sad and didn't think any of his friends like cared about him, and then like Reno was like calling him and leaving him voicemails and all that. Like this dude has just been like the number
Yeah.
one since since day one. Sorry,
The day one said,
the day one since number one. Yeah,
Day one, yeah. He's
Number
the day one
number
ride or
one
die,
since
day
day
one, number one.
Jesus, a tongue twister.
Wrestled with that one, yeah.
Man. Usually Saturdays I sleep until 8:30, guys.
we know what you meant.
Yeah.
But yeah, like between Engine and Reno, I think Engine might win just based off of popularity and Gachikuta, but I really do hope Reno gets the love that he deserves. Just like because Engine's like the guy and he's like the leader of everybody, so he kind of like supports everyone. But Reno like specifically supports Kafka and is like there for him all the time and just like
He's like
I
that
really like Reno.
constant support and confidence booster, or just a what do you call it? Like a someone's reasserting things for you. Like whenever it seems like Kafka's kind of losing his drive or
He's
belief
his
in
anchor.
himself, you know, and then like he backs him up, like, no, man, you made it this far, man. You've done this, you know, you can keep doing it. We're here for you, you know. And you're right. He is really on point.
If I could pick anyone, I think I would pick Reno. I like it's hard because I like Engine a lot too. I agree with everything you said, Willie. Like there's something about Engine that's just very as a character, his design, it's just really, really good. It's really great. Something about him, it's just weird, like you said, but I think it's like they don't show a lot of him as a character, so it's almost like so what's going on with you, man? Like, what's with the umbrella? What's your story?
You want to know
and then,
more.
like, when you think he's gonna say something, he's just like, nah, I'm gonna walk away. And you're like, no, go back.
It's almost like you're waiting for his backstory. You know, like I can't wait to see what happened in your life to make you who you are.
It's kind of like a cat that's like really fluffy and pretty that comes up to you and meows and rubs on you. And when you go down to pet it, it just runs away and then turns and looks at you like this. And you're just like, no, come back here.
Okay.
The cat comparison.
100%.
But I think Reno. Reno for me personally.
Right.
Cool.
All right. Let's start knocking out these heavy hitters. Best main character. We'll start with you, Jackie. Who was in your running for best main character this year?
Okay, I'm scrolling up to it. Okay. I put I only had 4, but I put Kafka, Yoshiki from Summer Hikaru Died, Bakugo, and Izuku. Those were my big 4. I looked it up. Bakugo, I guess, is considered a main character also. Is what a lot of people say. The only thing with Bakugo, though, is I think this might be a little bit of recency bias / like just popularity from like whatever. That's what I think. So like I put it on there only because I think people are going to put him on there. Do I think he should be number 1? No, I think Izuku should personally. But out of all the best main characters, I think I would pick Izuku specifically. My hero with the main like out of everyone that's on here, even with Dan and all that, Dan does such a good job of kind of like leveling the playing field between its characters. Like everyone kind of shines equally a little bit. So it's hard to just pick one main character out of that. And Kaiju number 8 has all the characters, you know, like if you wanted to pick, like technically X is the main, if you will, but he's not. You don't really get to see him till the end. If Apothecary Diaries is going to be up here again, like I wouldn't be surprised if Mao Mao's up there again. So if I had to pick between, I think I'd pick Izuku. That'd be my choice. Just like with everything, what he's doing, what he's going through, what's going to happen, I think more of, and the season's going to conclude. Like I think like, or the show, and the show's going to conclude. I think it's going to be Izuku and me.
That is
exactly
crazy. His name, who's on your short list, DJ?
Kafka, of course. I love his character. I like the fact that he's the real. He's an all for it hero. Like, he's gonna give it his all. He's gonna do his best, and even when he doesn't feel he's up to par with everyone else. He's willing to run into the fray. To be there for his team, to try to keep good on his promises. And he's flawed. I mean, one, he's older, he slacked off, he didn't pursue it the way he should have. But now that he's in it 110%,
Yeah.
and I love that. As far as my other picks, I think that the most important picks, I mean, I know Apothecary Diaries are going to get a nod, but I really like, and I want to get eyes on Clavitas again. So Klen was my pick as secondary. I want Kafka as my number one, but Klen is my second one, just because seeing things from his perspective, being that he's this demon lord or monster lord, of the four most powerful like gods in this world, basically, like on the planet.
Yeah.
And how he views the interactions of the humans is very interesting the whole time when he's watching and he asks questions. Like my supporting character pick, Nelaru, was when he asks her about her story. I feel like that whole interaction between the two of them made him one of my favorite top picks for best characters, because although he sees mankind as a nuisance, he's fair about it in a way. Like, he left them alone because they leave him alone for the most part. But then when when you watch it, spoiler alert, he can't leave them alone because they've come to him. When he decides that he's going to do something about it, it's not without contemplation. And he's learning about man. He made not a promise, but more like an oath that he would hear it out, see that mankind is worth something. So he's giving it a chance. And I really enjoyed that with that character. That's why I was like, I know he's not on everyone's radar because it's not one of those shows that are just getting all the love and popularity. I wish it would. So, I hope it gets some shine. I hope they get to see it. And, Klen is a refreshing view for me because it's what would normally be considered like the enemy, one of the enemy bosses. And you're getting to see him be a main character and how he gets to see our world and how he's slowly growing with it, with his interaction with these humans. Even the people he destroys, he gives a moment's pause to learn something about them. And then he's like, oh, they're not worth it. So he'll just destroy them. And to me, it's a very different take, and I like it. So I'd like to, of course, like I said, Kafka's my boy, but I'd love to see Klen get some eyes. So what you got, Willie?
I'm and this is emotional. I think Kafka should win it this year because he was snubbed last year.
Yeah.
Giving it to Jiwoo. I mean, Jinwoo, I get it. He's what was hot. It's like a Zoolander. Hansel, he's so hot right now.
Exactly. He's so hot right now.
Solo leveling was everywhere, right? Which is why I also think like Rudo may sneak into this category.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yakuta, right? I feel he'll sneak in. You're gonna see the Okarun and Momo in there.
Yeah.
I know, Jackie, you're right on point. I feel the same way. They give all of the characters that roll with that clique the same level of shine. You love them all. Even Silky, you're just like, you hate this. You kind of don't like her because her and Momo be butting heads and stuff, and how she acts when they're in battle. Like, I'm the leader, listen to me. But you still love her. You still love her. Like, you still roll with my peoples. I'll fucks with you.
Yeah. I even like the fat nerd. Like,
oh,
I love him.
So
he's so weird. I
it.
originally had him as best
last-
supporting character.
The last episodes, this dude shows up, and you're just like,
oh, bro.
Yeah, he creates a Gundam, dude.
When he combs his hair and he's talking about how to draw.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's so funny. It's like the
Oh,
best
that guy is just dope,
addition
dude.
to the show. I'm just like, oh, dude, this guy's so weird. I hate him.
But it fits though. He fits with this super weird
It's
crew.
great.
the whole, like, like I said, I can't heap enough praise on Dan to Dan how they do that.
Yeah.
character.
The
But I
whole
will
crew
say
is hilarious.
it's almost the hopeless romantic in me, like watching Okarun and Momo, this will they, won't they stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I would tell you, like, I'm the biggest shonen. I love action, fisticuffs. I want to see hands being thrown and everything. But when she had the job at the maid bar and he's like,
Yeah.
I'll walk you home. You don't need to do that. And she gets off shift and he's there waiting to walk her home. I'm like, this is the shit I'm talking about, man. Like,
Yeah.
I love this shit. Like, I'm
Yeah.
here for the will they, won't they, and they're doing it at a level where I'm
Yeah.
sold.
It's
And
great.
they make it feel so real. It doesn't feel
Yeah.
forced. It doesn't
Yeah.
feel too rosy. It feels real. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
it's realistic. They have moments where they get on each other's nerves or where they don't agree, you know, and then one of them will say something or see something in the other, and it just makes it to where it just feels like a real, you know, actual connection for them. And I have to agree, man. Dan to Dan always brings it with their people. I mean, from the unibrow monk dudes that came and helped.
Oh, dude, I love him so
mean-
much. I even love like the anatomy science.
Yeah, whatever his
like,
name was, the
mannequin
running dude. Like,
I forget his
he
name.
was awesome, dude, because he helped them with Evil Eye. You know, it's
Yeah.
like,
Dude, and Evil Eye is becoming one of my most favorite.
dude, he is
I
hilarious.
love
But
Evil
all
Eye
of it,
so much.
it's just perfect all around. And I know we're
Dude.
gonna see them mentioned, but yeah, I agree. Like,
When
I'd
he
love
like
to see
runs
some-
away and he starts going like this, he's like, ha, 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 ha. I was
The
dying.
seriousness of
laughing.
his run. I'm just like, what is I
Dude,
just want to murder something.
Oh, dude, it's so funny. I love him so much.
I want
is it our day to fight? Is it our day to fight? I love it.
Yeah.
It's only
Yes.
once. It's like,
Well, because I remember he's a child. Like he literally was
yeah,
a
he's just a
child,
little
so
kid,
he's
so
just
that's the
like,
closest to
This is
play.
playing. Yeah.
yeah.
He
is
wanted to
great.
play, and nobody, you know, he didn't get to. So
Oh,
that's the
I'm
closest-
changing my supporting character.
I know. I told you that's why he's my dude, man. It's like, oh, dude, I love that guy. He's an awesome supporting character because he was their primary antagonist. Then he becomes such an integral part of their group, and
Yeah.
just them trying to keep him from getting wet or hot water, cold water was
Yeah, it's
hilarious.
Yeah.
So
But to round out, like, I also had to throw Lloyd Forger on there because this season of Spy
Yeah.
Family has been well done. Kind of giving you a backstory of Lloyd, like seeing him and what he's been through to make him, like, I love when you have an established character already. 2 seasons of Lloyd as the spy, Twilight,
And
right?
a movie.
Yeah, and the movie, and then you get this is what shaped him to be what he is. Like, I'm a sucker for those arcs where they like this is, or you get to see what he's overcome. You know, it's either this
Yeah.
is why he's the way he is, or look what he overcame to be what he is, to be here and take care of both Anya and
Yeah.
your life. So
true.
and then Deku, I just put him in there because, like I said, I feel My Hero Academia is going to be in a lot of these
Yeah.
categories, if not winning them, based on the fact that this is the swan song.
Yep.
We're turning this one down, and I think they're going to try to focus on vigilantes and tell that whole aspect from that side. But like, it was either Deku or Explosion God Murder. Our homie Bakugo on that one. So, but who I see winning this one, I think Kafka needs to win this one.
I agree.
I
I
think
do. I want him to
think-
get the love, man.
Kaiju needs to win. It was snubbed last
I
year.
hope it doesn't get
needs
snubbed
to.
again, but I just
I feel like if it does get snubbed again, it's going to lose steam. With, you know, as far as and they're doing such a good job. I mean, like, they're not, like I mentioned before, I think is the way I see it is like they when they introduce a new character, it's not like you're like, oh, well, that guy's gonna just die. You know, this build up with Kaiju number 8, all these people they introduce they've done so much to integrate them and make them such a important part. Even the you know, the cliffhanger ending is like, you know, Kafka's going out even though against all odds, and hey, we didn't want this to happen, but he wasn't going to stand by and let this side character die when he could step in. You know, I'm like, that's just another point on his crown that he's a great character. So
Cool. All right, Jackie, we get into, I guess, the
Uh-oh.
part that you couldn't wait for.
exactly.
Let's go best opening sequence. We'll do the sequences, then we'll get into best anime song, and we'll end with anime of the year. So for best opening sequence, Jackie, what do you got?
Okay. So my top 5 that I had, and I actually went and watched some of anime I didn't watch too, because I was like, a lot of people are saying these are really popular, so I want to watch the openings for them too.
Right.
But I put opening one is gonna be Hugs by Pale Dusk, which is
Let's
Gotcha
go.
Kuta's first. Yeah.
Let's go.
It is so sick. It's so good, dude.
Like the opening, like the first second of the song, you're just like, oh, I'm in.
Yeah, dude. No, 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 no. Oh, dude. And I actually put opening 2 from Gotcha Kuta as well, which is Let's Just Crash by Mori Calliope or Calliope.
Yep.
I don't know how she pronounced it. That one's just good. On the Way by Ina the End, Dan to Dan. Like, it's such a good, and this is sequence, right? So I'm looking at sequences, not
The visuals,
songs are good.
everything.
The
Yeah.
songs are
Yeah,
good.
it's the whole deal. Yeah.
Dude, again, like visuals, like it's so much. I love it. And the perspective with his glasses and looking like with Momo. Yeah, it's just like really fun, and the sequence is good, and the running, it just follows the song really well.
Mhm.
Carmine by El Garden, One Piece. A lot of people are talking about that opening sequence being really fun because it's the sequences that they had before was like more fun in one way, but this was more rock, like a lot of the other openings. And the sequence with the colors and the different fighting, it's really good. This one was really good. And then Skirt by Aiko for Apocalypse Hotel. I thought this one was interesting. So not only the animation was great, but the main character is like dancing the whole time, like doing an actual dance. And the dance is replicative of someone that would dance with somebody else. But the whole story of Apocalypse Hotel is that all the humans are gone. So she's doing this dance that should be with someone else, but it's by herself. And
Oh,
I loved that opening sequence. I was like, this is a really gorgeous way of doing an opening sequence where someone's doing like a contemporary dance, basically.
mhm.
So what I think is probably gonna be 2 contenders up there, it's probably gonna be Dan to Dan and Gotcha Kuta for sure. If I had to choose for opening sequence, I think I would. It's tough because both these opening sequences are good for Gotcha Kuta. I don't know, it's tough. I actually could not choose. Um, because like I like the second opening a lot. I like, especially when she's like ha 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 ha, and then it's like the character. I don't know. It's just like a really
Yeah.
that was a good. But I think I like the song more. Like the first one, I like the song, but I think the sequence is better in the first one than the second one. So, um, I don't know. I don't know. It's between Dan to Dan and Gotcha Kucha for me, and I don't know which one to pick because I love both of them so much. I have watched Dan to Dan's more, so I think if I had to pick, I would probably pick Dan to Dan's opening sequence.
Okay.
But only because I literally have like been drawn and watch it more, even though I really like Gotcha Kuta's. But it's just like it's like right here for me.
Yeah.
It's so hard to choose.
All
What
right.
EJ, what was yours if you looked at any?
I looked at them. I couldn't really pick a lot because, like we had mentioned in the very early part of the show, is I didn't watch enough of these other series to give a definitive. Of course, just my opinion from what I did watch. I'm in the same boat with you, Gachakuda and Dan to Dan, but I'm the other way around. Even though I watched more Dan to Dan, I like the Gachakudas, and I'd have to go with the first the first song sequence. Just because I felt like it just the music and the sequence together just felt very like catchy and just I don't know, like Willie mentioned, it's just from the beginning you just feel drawn in and you're like I'm with this, you know what I'm saying? So I'm in the same boat with you. But I'm just reversed. Got Yakuda over Dan to Dan, but they're so close. I mean, it's hard, but
Yeah. One thing I forgot to say, sorry, because I just saw Marcus's comment about 2B Hero X. Again, I keep forgetting that 2B Hero X came out in April. So
yeah,
thank you, Marcus, for bringing that up. That would definitely be up there. And if I had to remove something, I would probably remove Carmine or Skirt probably by Apocalypse Hotel and put that instead. And because 2B Hero X's opening sequence is really sick and fun to watch.
It is true.
So I completely forgot about that one.
I didn't even,
I
yeah.
don't know why I completely snuffed. That's my bad. I don't know why I did that.
Well, you did, yeah. You weren't sure it fell in the category, right? So the time.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I did
That's
that.
where a lot of my confusion was too. And I'm really looking forward to seeing this settle out to that normal 365, but we'll see how that works.
Yeah. Yeah. Willie?
So yeah, this was tough for me too. Obviously Gotcha Kuta is on there. Dan to Dan season 2. I also got Zenshu. I love that opening and
Oh,
that
yeah.
sequence.
It's very.
That
I like
one.
the art for it and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I figured if it was a show about a illustrator and something like the opening was going to be just as good. The visuals, the song, I think it's a creditless by Bandmade. Bandmade also was the one that did the ending, the first ending for Toga and Anki, which if there was, I don't want to say there's a fumble, but for the hype that one was getting coming into the season, if it appears as a nominee for some of the things,
I hope it doesn't.
I don't think it's going to win anything. And that's me. I'm not shitting on them or anything. It's just maybe the next, they get a year under their belt and come back, or the manga has an arc that's super dope, maybe. But for right now, I don't know.
Yeah.
I also got the opening sequence from Kaiju number 8, the second one, Can't Run From Yourself by Aura. Just like they did with the first season, their use of like the CGI and it's almost like a old school Windows screensaver with all the things.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
you just get memorized with and just drawn into it. But I also got the sequence for the summer Hikaru died.
Yeah.
Saikai, I think, by Vondi. I thought that was a pretty dope one too. But like I this is bad. You're watching the show. You're just like, you guys are just glazing on Gotchi and Dan to Dan. But I'm just like, bro, I can't.
Yeah.
Like on the way.
It's so good. Her voice.
And
voice.
Let me say, the way, because people were like, I'll tell you, like the first time the opening came on, people were mad it wasn't Creepy Nuts, right? And I get it. Creepy Nuts, when your first OP is that, you're like, bro, you set the bar pretty high.
And the sequence was gorgeous with the colors, the green. Yeah. Oh my god!
I mean, they deserve the props for that for first season. I mean, seriously, that was dope.
But I would say it was just a hard adjustment, right? You want that upbeat, funny stuff because this is what Dan to Dan was, right? So this season kicks off and it's you're just like, oh. But like I'll probably like episode 3. I'm like, bro, this is an unskippable.
Yeah, it really catches on with you.
Unskippable opening. I don't skip the intro for this at all. I love it. So I would even say, I know we're not talking about endings, but for me, it's going to come down to those two. And if I had to give it to one, I would say Dan to Dan season 2. Which is weird because I think, did they win best opening last year? Let me check.
Yeah,
they did.
Oh, well. Yep, they got opening and and best
and
songs.
The sequence. Yeah.
So that's who I got. Shout out to Anita the N. She also has a Tiny Desk Japan. If you haven't listened to that.
Yeah, I
didn't know that.
But
so when Steve and I drink sometimes on the weekend. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
To Kapachi's point, as much rah I've been doing for To Be Hero X, I did like their intro, their sequence. I'm just, it wasn't gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'll nominate them. I'll put them in here, but it's not beating one of these two.
Yeah, it's beautiful as you can expect with To Be Hero X, but I don't get the same feels, and I guess I don't know if that's kind of like part of the purpose of To Be Hero X is that some of it, I don't know.
No, I'm looking at
corporate or manufactured feel, I guess sometimes. I don't know.
I just realized Kenpachi was Marcus.
Yeah. When he told me or you're welcome, or like for the, I was like, oh yeah, okay.
No,
oh my god.
He came in one. I think it was our previous show, and we were just like, "Hey, Marcus." He's like, "I don't know why I'd say Marcus and not Kenpachi." I'm just like, "Well, that makes sense." Because you look at the image too. I'm just like, that's usually Kenpachi's thing, but
Yeah, no, I wasn't even looking at the image, and now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh wait,
now you just put his government out there for everybody.
sorry, Kenpachi.
Sorry.
Shout out to Kenpachi too. We were able to run into him, and we met up in person over in
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Wish
But,
I could have been your dude.
Oh, they'll do it again next year. It's all good. Our Cape Anime is coming around, so yeah, that's opening sequence. Jackie, we'll start with you for ending sequence as well.
Okay, so for ending sequence, I had both of Gachiakuta's endings.
We're serious really people. Good. We're not just riding on the pops.
I have other ones. I promise.
Yeah. These are ones that we've seen as well. We don't want to just come on here and just make one up.
The sequence is cool.
But if they're cooking, they're cooking.
Yeah, because the first sequence was like
when they drop that cube and it's like,
and it's just like,
oh my gosh,
dude, it's so cool. And then the second one's like realistic with all the trash and shit, and then him with the it's just really cool looking. Like, and I'm not thinking of just the song with this. I'm thinking of the sequence. Like, I'm looking at like how they're animating it, how it's going. Like that's what I looked at for this. So don't come at me. Okay. And then I did put Doga Shiteru by Word Stand Dance ending. Oh, that sequence is so much freaking fun. And they're just like down and I started doing the dance where they're like this. Like I learned the dance. Yes. Yeah, they're like this. Dude, it's so fun. Like that ending sequence is so great. And then again, a little bit of recency bias, but I've been watching Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider. You guys have to watch this show. It's so funny. It's called One More Time by Teddy Lloyd, but the whole ending sequence is a what's the octopus food? Why can't
calamar? No, not calamari.
No, something yaki. Oh my gosh, what's the octopus? Japanese octopus. Why can't I? Octopus balls. Teppanyaki. Oh, takoyaki. Jesus.
Takoyaki.
Christ.
Okay. Yeah. It's like taco.
It's a takoyaki like working out. It's really funny.
I've never seen it. I gotta check that out.
I love the ending sequence so much. It's just so much fun, and it's just like really original. You guys have to watch the show. Like it's this 40-year-old.
I gotta check that out because it makes me laugh because my mom and Jen just had that when we went to the sushi place we go to. It's like. Oh, that's hilarious. They love that.
Dude, I love takoyaki, but yeah, it's a takoyaki working out. The song's really good too, but I really like the ending sequence. And then I have Beautiful Colors by One Republic, Kaiju number 8. First of all, the song's fire, but the whole ending sequence is so gorgeous. I watch it all the freaking time. Like, I love it. And then Your Kaibutsu, which stands for Monster by Tubo, The Summer Hikaru Died. I loved how they incorporated like the characters, and it's all like realistic locations and like on a train to the beach in like real life. And then and what's cool is they incorporated those exact scenes in the show too. Yeah. So just like the whole like full circle thing made me appreciate the ending sequence even more than just like I liked it initially. But yeah, those were my top 6. If I had to choose one of them, oh gosh, it's so hard. I think popularity vote. I think Dan to Dan might win. That ending sequence is just really fun with the dancing, and I think it's gonna win. If I really wanted to choose, I would pick Kaiju number 8's ending because it's just so pretty and it gives me chills every single time.
It does. The
colors, like oh gosh. And again, I think Kaiju number 8 needs some love. Like it
does.
Their music and their opening sequence have been so great even the past couple years, but unfortunately other anime have also been freaking crushing it.
Yeah.
And
it's no fault. Like if it's just the level of competition that's out there right now,
it's high. Yeah.
Like everybody's kind of batting 1,000 or they're high up there. So I mean, just to be nominated with these other ones, I think that's like a a badge of honor. You may not
Yeah.
win, but it's like look who we're going up against.
Yeah, they should at least get eyes on it because it's like, or get seen as, hey, you guys did put out a really great effort.
Yeah. Look at One Republic making a comeback, man. It's pretty sick.
Yo, I don't know what investment they made with the company that's producing or the studio doing Kaiju #8, but they have songs and they're like, we can put a little visualization to this and it's vibes.
Yeah.
In a show like this.
It does.
I listen to it all the time.
That's why that's my top pick is a Kaiju #8, just because of the feels that you get from watching it, and yeah, you're right. They brought it since the beginning, and this just continues that effort. I really dig it.
Which other ones did you have on your short list though?
My short list, okay, so Kaiju's the top. I have to agree, Dan to Dan is fun. It's always fun, and I feel like Dan to Dan has that constant musical vibe coming with it, with even in the episodes. I mean, it just has that almost like it's got its finger on the pulse of what's fun as far as music is as involved it's too. So it's not just great art. Their music is part of their whole storytelling, and you can feel that with the show. So of course they're on there because I mean, this season I loved the new song at first. Everyone has that, I miss Creepy Nuts, but then the song grows on you and you watch it every time. So intro and exit, it's like, but I expect that with Dan to Dan. I feel like out of all the shows that are out, they have their finger on the pulse of what's popular and what's fun right now. So I feel like whereas Kaiju #8 carries a vibe and a theme that goes along with the show, Dan to Dan is like, hey, even though if this show was like dark, at the end of the show, you're going to get some, beautiful art and exciting music to go with it, So those two are the top of my short list here. My short list, I feel like I keep naming the same shows, but those are the shows we watched, and Gachakuda. So, I mean, I'm naming the same 4 or 5 shows every time, but I think we're going to see a lot of that in the award ceremony. They're going to be the nominees because
they're good.
They're good. And it's like you said, there's so many people bringing it right now, putting out their best effort. And that competition shows that it inspires others to keep bring it. So, as I said, I'm not nearly as knowledgeable in the music scene as both of you when it comes to these anime soundtracks, intros, sequences. But just from the experience of learning some of it from what you guys have shared, I have to go with like Kaiju #8 is my pick for the year overall. And I mean, they get this category too, just because I feel like they carry the emotional depth and impact, plus the beauty of the whole show with their exit sequence. But that's why Dan to Dan's close, because it's so much fun, and Gachakuda is on there because the music itself just carries with the show. I mean, just blends so well with it. So all 3 of those guys are on there. The rest of them don't hold a candle as far as I'm concerned, because those are the ones I could listen to every single time. I'll never skip. You know what I mean? So
yep. So I was able to just whittle it down to 4. And obviously, Kaiju's on there. Beautiful Colors by One Republic. Dan to Dan's on there. Gotchi's on there as well. The one that I do have on there, and shout out to Kenpachi for putting that out there. I did say this has made my list too. I can't say it. Continuum. I guess that's how they try to Continuum by Cinerin. I do like that one, and I think it grown on me because like during each episode as it's ending, it kind of fades into it, and it's always like at the super dramatic, impactful part, and then it just rolls right into the sequence where you just have a throne, and like I was mentioning, like each hero's taking their time sitting on the throne because they all want to be X. They want to be the top ranked hero. So song is beautifully done and everything. So I did remember to give To Be Hero X props on this one. But for me, and again, like it just depends how I'm feeling on the day. The ending for Spy Family 3 or season 3, actor sung
Mm.
by I think it's Lilith Akuta, who is a member of the group Yasobi. The song is called Actor, and I think when you go look at the lyrics and look at the sequence, like it just hits home because everybody in that family is acting and putting on a front, like because they fear if everybody knew what they were doing, like they would break the family up. Like Lloyd's out here acting like he's like some kind of banker or investor and he's really a spy for this country, and yours out here acting like she's doing something else when she's an assassin for this side. And even Anya, who's out there, she doesn't want anybody to know she's an esper that can read people's thoughts in X, Y, and Z. And even I forget the dog's name, like he has this weird ability, you know what I'm saying? So it's this whole family, they genuinely love each other, but every day they're forced to lie to
Play a part,
everybody that's close to them. So I feel like that's a strong thing. It's not my winner,
Mhm.
but I do love when studios, because I like with Gachi Kuta, like they went to that band, they were like, here's the premise, here's what we're doing, write a song for it. And Pale Dusk went in there and fucking knocked it out the fucking park with the lyrics
Mhm.
about being thrown away, trying to, come.
Yeah.
I was just like, Jesus Christ. Like when you
There,
can
there,
go to a
there,
band
there's yeah.
and write the lyrics to fit the song, to fit the narrative of it,
It's like, yeah,
I'm
it
like,
narrates the
well
whole
done.
plot. Yeah.
Right. So I would say for me, I would go, or the ending, I'm sorry. The ending of it. Same thing with what is it? Tomboshi by Dust Cell.
Mhm.
Like it's just I'm like, oh, can't skip this shit either. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
let it ride. Let it ride. But you see the visuals, like they're throwing the trash and you see it falling and falling and deteriorating as it's going down. And god damn, man. It's like we've been eating when
Yeah.
we've said that numerous times, summer into the fall. If I had to pick one, let's go.
It's tough.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
it is.
hard.
Let's
Not easy.
go. Let's go kaiju. Let's go kaiju. Let's go beautiful colors.
Yeah. Dude,
Let's
I
go
love
beautiful colors by One
I
Republic.
agree. It's just
Let's do that. And there's no real losers on this one.
no.
You pick one. It's like I can live with that. So
Yeah.
all right, here we go. Best anime song. So take the visuals away, the vibes you get just queuing it up on Apple Music or Spotify. Jackie, we go to you. You've been leading off all our song topics as you should. What do you have? Because now you're including the songs from our openings and our endings out here.
Yeah, this
Where
is putting them
Well,
all
some of
against
them aren't
you.
some of them aren't the same.
Okay, let's go. What you got?
So actually, I had on my list, I had Ruler by Mayu Mishima, which is Clevitus's opening. That
Yep.
song is fire. Like I
It
don't
does,
know,
it hits. It hits
I
hard, yo.
didn't look at the like opening, but you just listen to the song. It's so good. I
Mhm.
was like, oh wow, this song is
Yeah, it
fire.
caught me right away because like I only checked it out because it was recommended, and then Willie brought it up as one of his like, hey, check this out. So between those two, I was like, all right, I'll watch. And from the get go, yeah, it was like
I was
this
like,
shit's
I
pretty
like this
tight.
song a lot. You guys have been hearing me talk about Secrets of the Silent Witch all day, and I always talk about how Hitsuji Bungaku is my most favorite like band besides like
Mm.
others, but I've been really feeling their vibes lately. And their song Feel, I listen to it at least once a day. Like
Mm.
I love it so much. It's such a good song. That band is such good vibes. Like you ever see like some of the memes where it's like the people are like listening to headphones and they like float like into the
Mm.
sky and they just close their eyes. Like that is how I feel when I listen to this band, and that song is like such a good song to listen to. I have Gotcha Kuta's second opening. I really like that song so much. It's so fun to hear. And I also like when because On the Way does that too, where she'll like sing, like it sings so well, and then she does like a fun like speaking and just like changes the her tone, and she's like na 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 na, and it's just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
super fun to hear. It's the same thing like with Let's Just Crash, where she's like laughing in it. It's just like a super fun
Yeah.
song. Uh and then I actually had You Can't Run From Yourself by Aurora. So I didn't actually choose the opening sequence, but I really like the
Like the song.
song that
Yeah.
I went and looked at Aurora and looked up all her music, and I was like, "Oh wow, I really like this chick." So then I started
Hmm.
following her and
Yeah.
listening to her music. And then because of Kenpachi, I completely forgot about Inertia with To Be Hero X. I love that song. I
Yeah.
really do. I just again, it's kind of like reminds me of Creepy Nuts where they switch like how the flow of the song
The
goes.
tempo, yeah, the tempo goes like,
Yes. The end is really cool. It's just like
Not even close.
yes. It's
And then
so
it
good.
just, oh god.
Yeah. Chills. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I
Yeah.
don't even think about the sequel. I just listen to the song and I'm like, so all these songs were so good. And I listened to, like, On the Way with Ina, and, like, the thing with On the Way, it's become so popular too, she did a collaboration with this really popular Japanese rock artist called Yuri, and it was an acoustic version, and, it was better even than the original. Like, his voice is sick too, like, it's just the whole song. Her as an artist too, like she's easily becoming, like, top for me, like Lisa.
we've definitely been spoiled this season. We've been so spoiled this season. Good shows, great music, great set.
She sings too, she's like, it's just I can't explain it, like, she's just such a good singer. If out of all of these, I have to pick the best anime song, what I think the popular vote might be will be On the Way, by Ina, The End, for Dan to Dan. I think that's gonna be the popular vote. Um I think that's probably gonna be my vote too, unfortunately. If I could pick Hizuji Bungaku all day long, it's just because I love that band so much, and I listen to that song so much. I cannot tell you enough how much I listen to that song. But I think I also listen to it because I actually listened to their whole album, and it's an album they dropped too. So
Okay.
I don't wanna just I have to think of anime songs specifically, and that's why I wouldn't be that. I think because Ina specifically made that song for Dan to Dan. Like, all the lyrics, if you look at it, it's all about, like, this, like, will they, won't they,
Yeah.
romantic love kinda thing with her and Okarun, like, it's so that's why, like, it's just perfect for it. The song is fire, and it's fun, and so I think On the Way should be the best overall, best anime song for this. That's my take.
For me, obviously, Pale Dusk, right? For the opening for Gotchi. Dan to Dan season 2 opening in the end. I'm a fan of the opening more than I am of the ending for Dan to Dan, and I mean
Oh,
the
okay.
ending is also dope. Zenshu, I feel like that one should get more love on that one. The Credit by Bandmate. I really do love that song. Here's one. Like when I got to this category and I was writing it out, I did not want to go back up and start pushing and moving stuff out the way. Shangri-La Frontier, the last season or the last arc, whatever, did in April. So if they're doing like Crunchyroll says, 1 January to the end of this year, season 4 opening, or I think it's season or the 4th opening, we'll do that. It's not really the season, I don't think. Which is Frontier by A Witch. Super dope Japanese female rapper. She kind of like when I first heard her, I thought it was Jessie from like from K-pop stuff. Like
Oh.
she just had that raspy kind of voice. So I'm just like, oh shit, look at Jessie rapping on it, and I went and looked it up, and it's a female Japanese rapper, A Witch. Super dope song. I love it. It's on my playlist, and also the ending of it. Reality Hurts by I don't know. So the band's it's all caps CVLTE. I don't know if it's like Clavette or however they want to pronounce it. But I dig it because they incorporate this 8-bit kind of intro to it. Let me see if I can cheat and kind of play a little bit of it before fucking
yeah, right.
Before they YouTube six.
The YouTube police come in. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 the digital hounds on us.
Yeah.
Reality Hurts song by, I gotta see if they're all right. Let me share screen.
Oh, CVLTE.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I don't know if it's Clavette or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Are you gonna play?
Oh. Oh, it's fun. It sounds like a video game.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like when the song dies out, it goes back from like the in studio instruments and it fades back into like a digital 8-bit thing as it fades out, which I thought was pretty dope because you know they went to him like, hey, this is our kind of what we do with this anime. You want to jump in and do something specifically for said anime, so they went to the whole digital video game type thing, and I'm just like, bro, this is super dope. You know, it's I always get a kick when studios do that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, they go back and they're just like, hey, this is a
Well, it's
this is
impressive on both sides when they do that because it's impressive that the studio's like, you know, seeking out that level of you know, musical input, and it's impressive that the artist can just take this and create something so applicable, like in so many ways to, you know, to the show or to the series. It's awesome.
So that's my little bit of love for Shangri-La because I think it got kind of robbed last year as well in the in that one. But if I had to pick one to win, best song of this year, I'm probably going with On the Way by Anita the End. I really her voice and her music, because I went back and some of this may be fueled by going back and listening to their catalog and finding more and more songs that I like. So I'm just like, you know, I rocks with this chick. You know, it is what it is. Like an amazing song. I love what she can do with her voice while she's singing.
Yeah.
Just like the first 5 seconds of that song, I'm just like, you got me. You know,
Yeah.
just coming in. So that's my pick. Close second would be Hugs by Pale Dusk. The energy they have, and I go back and listen to their music as well. I'm just like, this band fucking kicks ass, and they do a lot of collabs with a CV LTE or TLE. You know what I'm saying? And those songs, I'm just like, this is fucking like when I go to the gym. You may be thinking I'm listening to like fucking trap music or some hard ass shit. Like, no, it's probably just this shit. You know what I'm
yeah.
Just letting you know. It's you know, it's oh my god. Survive Said the Prophet. Some fucking, you know, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Yeah, it's Japanese rock.
Yeah.
I'm fucking going out on. So that is my pick. And we'll see. I think there'll be no losers really when Crunchyroll announces the songs for this. I'm not putting it past them. They'll just throw some curveballs in there, but
yeah, like Windbreaker. I'm gonna be like, okay, whatever.
The studio paid them.
When Jackie doesn't feel something, she lets you know multiple times.
Windbreaker, yeah,
not having it. It's like,
I'll give it another chance, but I just could not get into it. I was like,
I've seen so much about it, but I'm just not real. It just didn't really catch my attention. So
just high schoolers doing street fights, and I just couldn't. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't get it, but I guess.
So here we are.
Top category.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are giving you who we think, each of us individually, we would like to see nominated for Anime of the Year. EJ, who do you have on your short list that you would like to see?
Okay, I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but I feel like they didn't get the love, man. They were robbed. Kaiju number 8 needs to get some respect. And I mean, because even though they were robbed, they still brought it. And again, another season that was just, you wanted to finish it all. You could watch from episode, you know, the first episode of season to the end. You wanted to binge it all because it was just done so well. And I think that they're my top pick for this category. Of course, I throw love to the same directions that of shows that just gripped me this whole season was, Gachakuda. I give Gachakuda the next level or number 2 pick because of the fact that I feel like I have more feels and more depth to the story with that than I do with Dan to Dan, and not in a bad way. I'm not saying Dan to Dan doesn't hit home in that same category, but it's just so, I don't know. It's just the overall feel of Gachakuda just has that for me. And then Dan to Dan would follow that up. And I'm weird about the times, and that's why I was talking with Jackie so much about it before, because of the fact, like, I don't understand if some of these others fall into the right time window. But I also just wanted to throw out again, I know it's a nominee just for looks. It's not going to get that. These are my last two picks are on nominees just for the looks, and to get, I don't think they'll get it because they're not in that popularity category. But Clavitas and Original Sin. And the reason that I'm picking that, I know Original Sin, this was a one and done season, but I feel like it was so different and brought a lot of I don't know. I feel like it brought a lot of people to open up to a different type of anime that was driven by a lot of thought and emotion, less and introduction to some really dark thoughts, but at the same time, it's brought to you in a manner that's captivating and interesting. So I feel like that's why it has to be on my list, because I want people to see it, just so maybe it inspires future creators to bring more of this abstract ideas to the table. And a Clavitas, just because, man, it was dope music from the get-go. I'm enjoying the show. I like the characters. I feel like there's a good chemistry going on. So, of course, my top pick, like I said, Kaiju number 8. They need the love. They were robbed. But down the line, I put in Clavitas and an Original Sin, just because I feel like I feel like not enough eyeballs on it, and I think that they're worth a nod. So,
yeah, yep. What you got, Jackie?
So my list that I have is The Summer Hikaru Died, Dan to Dan, Kaiju number 8, To Be Hero X, Gachiakuta, and One Piece. Definitely put that up there. And then I have an asterisk for Apothecary Diaries, because again, I just don't know. Like,
I don't know how they, if they fit in,
how they're going to double tap for an award.
Yeah.
What we're just gonna do spring 2025 till that'd be the smartest thing to do. Is like, we already have these. We should just do spring 2025 to fall 2025, and just say that's how it is this year, and then start anew. That's what they should do. But if they don't, and it ends up being January 2025, I'm gonna be pissed, because everything we're talking about is gonna be irrelevant.
Yeah,
it's gonna end up being, there's gonna be some solo leveling on there. I really hope people are smart though, and go, you know what? Maybe not, because we already voted for these.
I feel it's going to be so out of sight, out of mind at that point, because everybody, like, solo leveling is, that orgasm has been done already.
Yeah, I hope so.
Heard anything, so we'll see.
But like, the nominees get decided upon not by fans. It gets decided upon by a bunch of people from around the world.
Yeah.
Some of them are animators, some of them are not, and then they decide and they put it on there. So if it's on there, Solo Leveling's on there as a nominee, I just hope people look at it and they go, "Oh, we already decide on this. I'll pick the."
I hope
that's what I hope happens.
And I mean, I'd be okay if they did that with Dan to Dan and stuff as well, just because of the fact that if they play it fair and they're like, okay, all these huge titles that got the love last year, or at the end of the our last selection, we can get them nominated, but let's not, or we can get people to clap for them and give them props, but let's not let them sweep this again, because then we know we've lost the I don't know. It's no longer feels like it's being driven by what people are loving and into. It's being driven by
Yeah.
just straight up popularity, and you know, we'll never get these other shows to get looks if all we're gonna do is stick to the same 5 that are gonna get all the awards every time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's funny because Kenpachi put in like what his choices are, and mine was very similar to that. I think that anime of the year, I think it should be, and what it will go to is To Be Hero X. I think it should go to that just because of the amount of different characters, the stories, the animation, the music, like everything about it. Like I know we've been talking a lot about Gotcha Kuta and how Kaiju number 8 didn't get the love that it deserved. Um, they are all really great animes, but I think if I think consider everything that goes into a lot of these animes, it's definitely I think To Be Hero X is gonna be first. Gotcha Kuta 100% is gonna be a close second, and that even is a close second for me. And then you got Kaiju and Dan and Dan just kinda like right there. I have One Piece on there because like I said before, yeah, it might win best continuing series, and I think it should, but just because a lot of stuff is happening also this year, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a nominee. It'd be nice if it wasn't, just because One Piece is everywhere, and, like, I hope all these others get more love.
Mhm.
Um, but, yeah, it's funny because like, my list and, like, my choices are pretty similar to what Kenpachi had, and it's based off everything.
Yeah. So I was looking, and Kaiju number 8 was nominated for several of these things, but like you said, Eric, like I mean, you're going up against Dan to Dan and Freerin and all these other ones. It's like it's hard to, if you don't win and you're going up against things like that, like very highly reviewed and beloved properties, it's like, okay, I get it. And a part of me feels like that's going to happen again. It's one of those
Yeah.
things where it's you're gonna be in the always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Almost like DiCaprio, like he was always nominated and he would
Yeah,
never win.
never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's not taking anything away from it. It's just I don't know. It's I mean it's a good problem to have for us, the consumers, but you're looking at it like, bro, it's gonna be tough. But um, my nominees obviously To Be Hero X, Gachikuta, Dan to Dan, My Hero, um, and and Kaiju. So you're just looking at it like of these, I feel To Be Hero X is my pick. Do I feel like it's going to win? No, I don't think. I don't think for whatever reason it didn't get the love publicly
Yeah.
Mhm.
or across the board amongst the general audience because abracadabra, here comes Dan to Dan. Abracadabra, here comes,
Yeah.
Gachikuta. Abracadabra, here comes, and everybody's like, whoop. Now we're
Yeah.
focused on this.
Yeah.
I just want to see it nominated. I need to see To Be Hero X nominated on here, and I feel that'll start opening the door to a lot more of these Chinese animated series to get picked up and get a little bit more popularity out here. But again, the story, like if I'm looking overall story, the presentation of said story, development of characters, um,
Mhm.
to have that many characters be that intertwined and it not be
And the
like, oh,
pacing wasn't all jacked up. Like, yeah, there was like you're trying to
24
figure out what's going
episodes,
on.
like 24 episodes, a solid good 25 minutes of letting you know what the fuck's going on, no filler. And
Mhm.
Mhm.
and you're just like, Jesus, man. Like when this thing ended and they're about to start the tournament, and my man snapped his fingers, and I'm just like, I need more of this shit. Like I was so mad
Yeah.
it ended, you know?
Yeah.
So I would put To Be Hero X. I think that should win. Who I think is going to win, they're probably going to give it the Dan to Dan since Dan to Dan didn't win it last year. And I
Mm.
say they because like the fans do vote, but it's like 50% fan vote and then 50% these dudes
Critics
behind
or
closed doors. So,
studios and
which I feel this may be me feeling a type of way after watching To Be Hero X. business people in there like, let's monopolize, let's try to find the next big thing after Demon Slayer that we can just market and bring more money to.
Well, that
to
would, you
whatever.
would think that 2B Hero X would be a marketing giant then, because of the fact merchandise, as far as you have such diverse merchandise possibilities with 2B Hero X.
Yeah, but it's not just a Japanese company
like,
that
you look, yeah, it's everybody, because you look at TikTok, everybody's talking about Dan to Dan. Everybody
Yeah.
was doing the little, hey, look at all the references from Dan to Dan. Look at all of this. Look at this.
Yeah,
Look at
the
this.
Easter eggs and
the song. Yeah, nobody's doing that for 2B Hero X. Like, there was no anime creators or content, whatever, throughout the run of 2B Hero X talking about 2B Hero X.
Yeah. Well, that's
I
the
don't
way I
wanna say-
feel about Lord of Mysteries too. Lord of Mysteries was one that, because it's one of those that are outside of just the standard studios, so people aren't getting, they're probably not seeing it as much. But I mean, I look at it like, look, Demon Slayer has bombarded the merchandise department, and you know what I mean. You can go and get cosplay, figures, clothes, portraits, anything. You can get a bust on your desk of someone. But I mean, the thing is toys, everything. So 2B Hero X, I feel, has the same kind of energy. It can get that because it's got so many characters, so many colors, so many, people latch onto their favorite people, just like in Demon Slayer. You're like, oh, I like Tanjiro, I like Zenitsu, I like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But all of it ties together so well. I think it's just the popularity of studios. I really do. I feel like if these guys could get the looks that, or the time, the air time, and the chatter going, they would blow up. I mean, you're right. The TikTok and Instagram and all them, they don't have hardly anything about 2B Hero X or Lord of Mysteries, or
even Kaiju number 8. Like, nobody's really.
Yeah, they're not talking.
Like, more people talk about Kaiju than 2B Hero X, but you go to a con, like, nobody's like, if I was to see somebody playing as any of those heroes, I'd be like, that's super dope. Let me get a pic.
Yeah,
you'll
exactly.
see Momo, you'll see, Okaruns, you'll see your Tanjiros, your all the cats from Demon Slayer, you'll see your
Luffy's everywhere.
You see all of them. And like, to walk in there and see somebody probably dressed as Lucky Cayenne, you're just like, oh shit, or Queen, or Nice, or any of, and you'd be like, I know where that's from,
Yeah. I wonder what the difference is then. What do you guys think is a huge difference between like Solo Leveling and 2B Hero X? Because both are from a combination studios. They're not, but Solo Leveling got so much more looks than 2B Hero X or Lord of Mysteries. Is it because it's, I don't know. I'm like, why? What's the huge disconnect there?
I don't remember Solo Leveling being from a combination studio. I think it was purely animated and produced by a Japanese one, even though it's a Korean donghua.
Oh, I thought Korean studio was involved. They're okay. My bad.
No, like that, and that's what some people were actually, especially in Korea, they were pissed off.
Yep.
When Japan took over for this, because there was rumors that Japan was going to change some of the names to be more Japanese rather than Korean, which that didn't happen, which was good. But yeah, it started off as, God bless you, started off as like a web comic, which was really popular, but it was Korean.
Yeah.
And then it was completely overtaken by Japan. I think that personally, why I think some of these shows are not as popular is, and I think we just have to see it for what it is. It's a Chinese anime. So I think some people are still trying to like want to take a bite out of that and accept that realm and go into like the Chinese anime world. I think that's honestly one of the factors for sure. And I think that's what prevents it from being as popular as Japanese anime. I think that's a big factor. I think that because there's two studios for these Chinese animes that are collaborating, so you have China and Japan, not just Japan as well. That is a factor too. And for some of the, a lot of people don't like listening, or it's harder for them to tune their ears to listen to Chinese sub over Japanese sub.
Just because of what they're used to.
Oh, there. Kibachi just said it. Sick. So I don't even watch. Yeah, I don't watch the Chinese dub at all. I actually watch it, a lot of those shows in English dub. One thing I've noticed though sometimes is this is what old Japanese anime used to be bad at is the talking with the mouth wouldn't
Yeah.
match sometimes. And I have seen that as a case in some of these Chinese animes where the dub is not matching. Like, even in To Be Hero X, I've noticed it where it doesn't match sometimes. So those are things I see that I think is probably what those factors
Contributes
for
to them
me, I
not
think
being-
contributes to that. And then you got some political stuff in there as well, which you don't have to get into, but that's what I think personally is the factors.
Yep. And Kenpachi's in the comments. To Be Hero X is an original story, not coming from a manhwa or
Yeah,
manga
that too. That's
like
valid.
that. It's like,
So it
boom.
doesn't have the already set up
Right.
fan base.
So
Yeah.
that's why when and this was a category I didn't want to get into it, but like best original anime, like I think To Be Hero X should at least win that one, like hands down
True.
to me.
True. Yeah.
I know there's probably other original ones that come out of nowhere, but To Be Hero X, I'm just like this has to win that one at least. But so that's where we're at. I think everybody, like, I know we had 2 for To Be Hero X. EJ is like, it's time for the Cinderella or the bridesmaid to become the bride. Kaiju number 8 should get that love. But again, I don't know when Crunchyroll is planning to release that, but according to their website, they are going back to the standard 1 January to 31 December. Taking all that in consideration, maybe they start finding out who's nominated for what, and maybe the awards happen in February or something like that. But we'll see. But that's pretty much the picks from the Eat the Cake crew here. I know we had people in the comments. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. Jasmine, who's tuned in and said she subbed to us over on YouTube. We appreciate the love. And
thank you.
Yeah, Kenpachi, I went to their website. Last year they went for 5 seasons, so that's why it rolled into late quarter 1, early quarter 2 when they did the awards in that April. But on their website, they're saying, hey, we wanted to make sure all anime was captured last year. That's why they went to that weird 5 seasons of coverage. And they said they're going back to their 1, which, like we all said up here, if that's the case, you will be renominating people who were in the running.
Exactly.
But if that's what you do, Crunchyroll, that's what you do. We'll just sit back and see what you do. And once they get their nominees up, we'll reattack, look back and see what we were right on if they listen to the show and put some of our selections on there. Or if they got the new ones on there, we'll put some polls up in the group and see what the community thinks as far as who should win what.
Pay attention, Crunchyroll. We just did a lot of homework for you.
Listen to ETC.
A little bit, we kind of,
did a lot of homework, especially in the music category, man. A lot of that was broken down all the way to the artists. So
good.
They should be checking us out for some of that insight.
100%. Jackie, I have a favor to ask you. If you can ask your whatever AI app or on the thing, or go to Google and go to Gemini.
Yeah.
And ask them to give you a sign off for a and see, and I want you to read it this week because last week I was or last time we did a show, I'm like, this is super super weird. What was it? Something about frosting and stuff. I was like,
it was definitely giving us
out of pocket.
We're cooking with gas. Like what?
Okay, I got this.
And you got to read the first one it gives you.
I like the second one better.
Okay, give us the second one then.
The second one's so freaking cringe. Oh. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to Eat the Cake. If life hands you drama, power up. And if life hands you cake, eat it before the protagonist does. Until next time, baka bye.
Oh, God. Wow. That's so bad.
Idiot, bye.
You heard that lady? Yeah. Baka.
Why stupid?
Baka peace. Peace, dumbass. I'll play.
That's what that says. like, what?
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back next time. Y'all take care.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Baka peace.
Baka peace.